Welcome back, everyone, for the next part of Library of Ruina. In the last part, a lot happened. Roland had a wife. We became an urban plague, defeated 2 abnormalities, recruited 2 more people for both NetSec and HOTS department, and most of all, got passive transfer for all of my characters. All of them. 5 departments, 3 each, 15 characters with passive abilities that had to be selected one at a time. In a long list of multiple variations of decks and abnormality pages to keep in mind. And holy hell, I spent a lot of time decking them all out simply because I don't really want to leave anyone behind. A good manager considers all abnormalities, all employees at the same time in order to make sure that all of them can work with each other, right? It isn't really that good to leave any of them behind simply because they would feel bad in the long run, right? Except maybe NetSec. I think if I left NetSec behind, he would totally enjoy it simply because he had more time to just relax and drink his booze and all. But no, NetSec, you have to work like everyone else. Right, Roland? You can't just take care of him all the time. And by the way, in order to make sure that Roland doesn't have to take care of NetSec all the time, even though they are buddies, it's for his own good. I can't have him run around with a hangover all the time. So in order to make sure that the flow of art is working properly, even if he isn't around, I have added a very special character. A very special character that actually showed up in LC as well, who played the role as the main protector of welfare. It's Deke. Now you guys probably don't know about Deke, but Deke, at one point, was Batman. Now, I know that both of them are pretty much their own separate characters, as I can already see from his background story. But technically speaking, that guy, Deke, is the one who's going to take over the role of Batman. He's going to make sure that everyone is protected, that everyone is doing their job in NetSec, and that nobody is going to be left behind in this team. Even if they try to hide from every danger, right, Penguin? So without further ado, let me just quickly read his background story. Prior to being a level 5 employee of Lobotomy Corporation, Dick was part of a K called Nest and joined Lobotomy Corporation in order to help out his family. However, after the pianist and the dark days, his family has died during the events. In a fit of rage, the library called upon him to lift the mantle his predecessor, Batman, is left behind. In order to protect all that he has left, that being his new role of protecting the library from the guests. After all, they want to get the books, and the only way for them to get the books is beating up his friends, and that's something he just can't allow. He just can't allow it. He also wants to make sure that everyone goes free. After all of them want to leave this place at one point. So yeah, he's trying his best to make sure that everyone is well protected during their journey, you know? And after that, another special character joined HOTS department. Now, technically speaking, as you can see, Butterscotch was supposed to join the Boros department, but in one of the parts in last week, Cinnamon said, Cinnamon would actually fit into HOTS department quite nicely from character-wise aspects. And then I fought for it for a bit. We just got the red shoes. I loved it. And Butterscotch got the red lipstick from the red shoes, okay? And if you think about it from the character perspective, she always takes care of Cinnamon in order to make sure that he's never in danger. Now, she kind of failed during the first round of Lobotomy Corporation simply because Cinnamon joined before her and ran into all kinds of trouble in that facility. And during the second round, she made sure that Cinnamon isn't able to participate again, and instead joined on his behalf in order to make sure that nothing of that place remains after the torturous hell that happened in 10 years. You know, she was looking for her husband for 10 years. So yeah, I thought it might be wise for her to join first, simply because she's going to check out how the environment is around here, if it's safe enough for Cinnamon to join as well. After all, she doesn't want to repeat like what happened in the Barnaby Corporation for Cinnamon. And don't worry, Cinnamon is going to join probably right after that in order to put them both together. After all, they are husband and wife. Not entirely sure I'm going to play that out. Just going to play her out as protector of Cinnamon or something. Not entirely sure yet. But here's a little weird thing. When I was reading her background story, I noticed that her background story has a part that is supposed to be related to Cinnamon's background story. So yeah, we're only going to get the first half of it. The last part is going to be in his character introduction. So yeah, we have to wait a bit longer for that. So there might be some missing parts, but it's fine. It's fine. It's going to reveal itself in the next abnormality or something. Anyways, born in the nest of District 23, Butterscotch was trained from a very young age by her fixer parents, and she got a hang of it pretty quickly. When she was just 10 years old, she stumbled upon a little Cinnamon who was being chased by a group of older kids, and do what all are expected to do in that situation. She just calmly walked away. But by some miracle, Cinnamon recognized her as the kid whose parents are fixers, and immediately yelled, "Hey, I'll pay you money, just please protect me!" And so that is how they both met each other and started hanging out, until they finally got married. Okay, that last line wasn't really included in the background story, but I guess that's probably where this story is going to lead. Oh god, the wife protecting her husband. A fitting role, right? A fitting role. Also, as you can probably see from the blood mark, yeah, she's going to be the one around here who's going to inflict all types of bleed damage in order to make full use of those red cards. I even consider glitter, but most importantly, obsession. More bleed for everyone. This is going to be a lot of fun. Actually speaking, I think it might be wise for me to give more bleed cards for everyone else as well. Simply because I have to reapply it multiple times in order to keep the bleeding word. Otherwise, it's going to discard itself. Actually speaking, not entirely sure about the bleed one. I think as long as you reapply it, it's going to get higher and higher and lose all the stacks once you don't apply it during the next round. But I'm not entirely sure about that yet. Not entirely sure. Gonna figure that out once we do more stuff with Butterscotch, right? Maybe the other departments as well. I mean, I did give Tobias some bleeding cards, and Roland has some. I know, Roland has the discard deck, but Finn has more bleeding stuff, so yeah. I have multiple locations to test it out. So, anything else? Did I leave anything else? Not going to go over the passive because that's just way too much. No, I think I'm pretty much done, right? Yeah. I mean, sure, I could go over the battle badges that I got, but yeah, we don't really need that, right? We don't really need that. I can already say that I fought against the stray dogs and the molards again, simply because I wanted to try out our new decks. And after some testing, I can safely say both of them don't really cause any issues whatsoever. And it just proves how strong the extra passive abilities are for all of my characters, right? For all of them. Okay. So, from the looks of it, we have 4 options. Who wants the Book of Water? I'm just going to ask it right now. Who wants the Book of Water? I don't mind throwing that away. Do you need it? No. Do you need it? No. Okay. Do you maybe need it? Yes! Here you go, friend! Take the Book of Water! Wait a second, what about the last one? Do you need it? You want Olga? No. No, we have to get rid of the Book of Water! The Book of Water is the most important one that we have to get rid of! Not entirely sure about Isadora because I kinda like her. But the Book of Water! I know it doesn't really get rid of the book, but I like risking his book first before anything else, you know? It's as simple as that, you know? Okay. Philip. I've prepared your usual tea, Master. Thank you, Philip. Master? Good grief. This is what I must hear from my old friend. The tea has a strong aroma, and taste today I like it. Thank you for your compliment, sir. Oh, fine. Finding some tea enjoyers around here. What's the news you've received from your old friend, if I may ask? Philip, have you heard of the library? Yes, although I know little about it, other than it's an urban legend. It has recently been exalted to an urban plague, and it appears that the Spire Sector 6 fell victim to it. Then the old friend of yours says, yes! He's booked! Shelved! Burned for life! Yes, it's Walter. He seems to have fallen in the library. Foolish old pal. He struggled so much trying to rise up the ranks, going over everybody's corpses. And yet, this is how he ended. I'm sorry for your loss. I heard he was your colleague back in the spy. It must have been heartbreaking. My heart is unscathed, boy. I never was fond of Walter. I love him already. You're the best man! You share my sentiments! Pardon? Oh, Philip, you don't understand. You have never met him. But that guy, at first glance, he seems like a good guy. But then he does everything wrong to get on your nerves. The fact that he wanted to lecture Isadora for trying to save her friends was the perfect entrance for my hatred. Well, maybe hatred is a bit too strong, but I just didn't like him. He didn't really seem like a pleasant guy. Well, he didn't quite have the potential to be a capable man. He seems clever, but his thoughts are rather one-dimensional. And his habit of making rhetorical questions, oh goodness, was that annoying. Although I suppose he did have some talent, seeing as he managed to stay in Section 6 without getting demoted further. Perhaps it was a savior affair or mere luck. Oh, he got demoted! Oh, that poor guy. She has a coffee! Okay, we have a tea enjoyer and a coffee. Oh, perfect. Wait. Doesn't that look like the coffin that the... God, I forgot the name. The Butterfly Man. That reminds me of the Butterfly Man. Anyways, I'm so sick of the smell of Sangwa Cha. It's even stronger today. Hello, Seonbae. Oh, hey, Philip. Looks like you're getting better at making tea. Day by day, huh? He certainly is. Philip is an expert when it comes to brewing Sangwa Cha. I have no idea what that is. Maybe I should learn from him so that I can make some for my wife. Huh. Well, thank you. Oh, cut it out with that awkward smile. You didn't join our office to make tea all day, right? Now, Tuna. Is that a short? Wait, is that a... Okay. And Philip was shown excellent results in the field as well. He's becoming a proud grade 5 fixer now. If his Sangwon and Cha expertise count toward grades evaluation, he would have been easily become a grade 1 and gotten the color too. Yes, if he were to receive a color, perhaps it would be a bright yellow, much like the hue of this egg yolk floating atop the tea. Ho ho ho! It's also the color of Forsythia, my favorite flower. Ah, please stop with these silly jokes, Master. Philip needs a trusty role model. Anyways, I've taken care of the requests regarding the 1,000 needles. Wow, you're impressive, Seonbae. Solving an urban legend class request on your own. Holy hell! What happened? What's that? Did the metal get molded or something? It was kind of dangerous at the end. I don't know where they got it, but they started merging into one using a brainstem focus resonator. What? The building started to melt. Needles kept pouring out of the lumps like crazy. People struck by those needles started exploding and creating chaos. It was awful. And the culprit behind that was yesterday's promise, as expected. Yeah, that seems to be the case. Yesterday's promise? Okay. I honestly didn't want to believe it, but it seems like magic really does exist. Strange symbols and stuff were carved onto every needle. Every needle from all those thousands. I haven't even heard of any other application device that can do that. Not from my knowledge, at least. Still, you have dealt with it and came back alive. You're the pride of our office, do you know? It feels like I'm the only working member, though. I mean, you drink coffee, tea, and you make the tea. You know? The monthly rent is rather intimidating, since our office is in the nest, you know? You know, the request I just did won't be enough to cover it, right? No need to worry about our financial situation. I've received a request that could keep us afloat for 3 months. Oh! Is that Urban Play class shop? Is that an Urban Play class shop or something? It is indeed. An Urban Plague? What is it about? Is our office going alone? It's the library. I tried connecting the Wedge office, but they seem to be busy with their own work. Thus, we'll be taking care of it by ourselves from now. Besides, this request was directly assigned to us by the Zwei Association. Perhaps they deem that they need an office proficiency in combat for this shop. Ah, I got it. I make some calls then. Please do, Yuna. This is gonna be my first time handling an Urban Play class case. Oh, that's true, Philip. I know this is your first time with an Urban Play class request, but try to loosen up a bit. Think of it as a learning experience. Watch how I and Yuna act on the field. Well, if we get the job done, why don't we throw a party at our house, like the last time, Gramps? You surely have ways to get yourself fat, Yuna. You know how much I love to eat, don't you, Gramps? And your cooking is awesome too. How's party, huh? Hey, what a long face, Philip. Got too nervous to take on the Urban Plague? It's nothing. Well, alright then. I'll be preparing first. Maybe he doesn't have a house. Maybe he's like Roland and lost everything. There's a possibility in this place. Philip, how about a small conversation between the two of us, once the shop is done? Are you sure? It seems as if you had concerns in your minds. Understood, sir. That is, if they're going to have a chance for a small conversation, right? They first have to get out of this library. That Gramps is still doing fixer, you know him? It's nothing huge. I came across him a few times in the past and owed him some favors. And he's one of the veterans too. He made his bones to a degree in the smoke war when he was younger. He did seem to have many connections, although he was washed up now, just like me. And he seems to be faring much better than you, though. I mean, living in a nest, having his own office, and co-workers that actually worry about him. You even have co-workers? You didn't mention that. Oh, did you really have to stab me with those facts? Maybe. But the interior is pretty slick. Reminds me of the factory we raided a part of the Midnight Francis Burgers? Okay. Oh, please, don't even want to be reminded of that case. And I'm not seeing any similarities here. I mean, that factory was also pretty clean and moody for a place where terrible things happen. Oh, don't say that. It's not that bad. Oh, Philip. I almost got to retaste the swung sha I drank a bit ago. Oh, sorry. Sorry, sir. Was he about to puke or something? Oh no. Well, greetings, dear guests. A pleasure to meet you. You must be Angela. Yes, I'm the director and librarians of my Roland's namesake. Well, tell me, what does we do to kill you? That's a rather direct question. I'd like to know what that's. I would like to know that as well. I see. I see. You have the capability for casual banter, Let's cut the chat short, shall we, Master? Now, Angela, do not hope to meet a peaceful end after embruising your hands in so much blood. Blood? No, nobody was bleeding around here. All of them just turned into pages of paper. I believe the same can be said to you. May you find your book in this place, then. Well, at the very least, he didn't try to attack her first, right? At the very least, didn't try to attack her. And you have a slash endurance. You have 2 golden cards. On use, protect 2 to 2 random other allies, which probably means those 2. 7 to 18? Oh, I can't block that. There's no way to win against that. I would need to protect with all my might. Okay, and he has 2 of that. Sunset Blade. Can inflict burn. Draw? Oh, you have a draw card. Oh, I love that. And it's only 1 light cost. Reduces power of opponent's dice by 2. And you can weaken me as well. But yeah, he's all about burning. That's good. That's good. Then we have Yuna. Yuna is a lone fixer. Weak to bash attacks. Okay. Weak to bash attacks, I mean. At the end of each scene, gain 3 strength with no other allies are present. So I need to defeat her before the other dies. Right? Otherwise, she's going to get very strong and we don't want that. At the very least, she doesn't come with any type of golden card. That's good. But she's going to use her coffin. Reduces the power of target's current dice by 1. Right away? She doesn't even have to win against it? Okay, that might be troublesome. Butterfly slash. Okay, that... Now it's serious. That coffin has something to do with that butterfly man, right? It has to. It has to. But yes, all of them are pretty much all about burning from the looks of it. And they're going to get even more burn effect with Stigma Workshop weaponry. And then Philip, he's passionate. Also with bash attacks. Yeah. Yes, you're going to certainly fight against them. Inflict burn using combat pages. And he also has the Sunset Blade and Stigma. Gain negative emotion point. Inflict 1 burn. Why the heck would you want negative emotion points? But then again, depending on your level, it might increase your recovery, right? Do you have anything special that I need to worry about? You also have the Stigma. Light of Daybreak. On successful hit, deal 1/2 stagger damage if the target has burn. Okay. At the start of the act, 3 random allies gain 2 protection, so he's going to protect all of them right away. It's 2 dice, as the others only come with 1. Yeah, I would say yes, it's the Kia. I only have 1 act though. Yes, the Kia, honey! I believe in you too. I believe. It's bash against bash. It's bash against bash. Okay. Flash sun up. Draw 1 page. So he's going to go for the burn right away. 3 to 7. I can block that with this. You have protection, but you're not really using it. I won't be able to stop the second hit. Could lower the damage. But I could also go for the paralysis. I'm going to go for the paralysis first. All of them try to go for my Yeset. I can't really stop that. And I only have 3 lights. Well, isn't that just great? Okay, which one am I going to take? I'm gonna take this. And I'm going to attack against this one. If I end you, that should lower the damage a little. Oh, yes, that is going to hurt a lot. I can promise you that. I'm gonna slow her down as well, or should I just... No, I have to slow him down. He does the most damage around here. I need to make sure that paralysis sticks. Especially since they're going to give me a timer with all that burn damage. There we go. Paralysis. Oh, I didn't 4 fire. Great. 7 fire. 7 fire. That's not good. Okay. Damage next 1 blind paralysis next scene. Lower the minimum value of all dice by 1 raises the maximum. I think I need the ailments. I need the ailments and I'm going to give that to the Kia. Simply because yes, it already has so much burn damage. Okay, now they leave him alone. That's good. Gonna start with Endure. Gonna hit you with a Brawl. Then we're gonna try to fight against my Kia. I don't really like that, but I should be able to stop that with a commendation. 2 of you are trying to go for my honey. I can only stop 1 of them. Reduces power of target's attack by 1. Okay, that's going to be 10 damage. And I should be able to stop this. Right? 3 to 6. It's not gonna be enough to stop it. But I'm going to give everyone more Endure. And I have a chance to avoid the next round. I'm going to give her a chance to avoid. It's not going to be the most promising one, but at the very least she has a chance. More paralysis for that dude. More paralysis for the dude. 1. Okay, she was able to avoid 1 hit. That's good enough. Not entirely sure if I want to give that. I think I would rather prefer violence. I'm gonna give him violence. On the Kia. He has the most health right now. Okay. I have more speed. Do I have the light to go all out? I should have the light to go all out. I'm gonna hit you with this. Actually speaking, you know what? Brawl and you. And you on you. You're gonna try to hit me, but that's fine. Or should I go? Nah, you both tried to take on me. Wait a second. You're gonna use Brawl on her simply because she's trying to attack you with all her might. He can be stopped with something else. I'm just going to make sure that the one with the most strongest attack is going to attack the grandpa. Probably with Commendation. Yep, I'm gonna stop him with Commendation, and then you are going to hit him where it hurts. Right? Yeah, that should be enough to defeat him. That should be totally enough to defeat him. Okay, yes, it is able to tank. Full power hit! Yes! The power of Brawl! In Commendation! Because why not? Double power! Okay, Grandma, dead. Okay, now I have to make sure that the butterfly girl is defeated first, otherwise we're going to have an issue. You're gonna get staggered for sure, there's not much I can do about that. Okay, who's going to attack me first? Let's be serious around here. Who's going to attack me first? The guy who attacks me first is going to get scratched at. Maybe an Endure, I'm not entirely sure about that. Both of them are not able to stop though, so that's good. Gonna inflict some paralysis on the other guy. And how about a crush for the girl? Girl, you're going to totally get staggered, I can promise you that. Oh my god, yes, it pulled through! For a second at least. Okay, staggered. Perfect. Perfect. She's hanging on 1 HP. On 1 HP. Holy hell. Okay. Rampage. Commendation. And yes, you have to wait. You should still be alive after that turn, right? Yeah, after this turn you should still be alive. There you go, so bleed damage on the other guy. I'm gonna give the Chain of Wrath to the Kier as well, because he gets all of the Murderous cards. Yeah, yes, it is pretty much dead. Pretty much. Wait, Honey might be able to save him. Where is she? That's going to stop 1 hit. We're going to attack her again. She should be able to survive it. Gonna hit you with a dirty blow. And then a lose up. And then a brawl, right? I think it's going to work like this. Okay. He killed himself for bleeding! Yay! Okay, you 3! You did it! You did it! I was really able to use the brawl card that much, is it? But it's fine, right? It's fine. It's fine. You lured them all towards you. The Kier and Honey had a pleasant time during that fight. You even got the Planet Brawler! What? Why does everyone get that? And then we also have the Sharpened Sword. 5% chance to boost slash damage. Okay, that's the fight that I have to do again with my Shireros, right? And maybe Cinnamon or rather my Butterscotch would like that as well. Okay. After all that trouble, I didn't really get that many books though. Only 6 of them. Huh, crazy. Oh well. Well, the Gram still hasn't changed after so many years. He didn't seem to recognize you though. Well, Fixer meets so many people in their life. It's pretty much impossible to remember them all, especially if you consider that we haven't even fought at all. And Gramps knows even more people than most Fixers, though there's no way he can recount everyone he would meet. Not like he needs to though. And he's old, so his memory probably got shaky. And why didn't you say to him that you knew him then? I just didn't want to make a scene. Giving him the time of day would only make both of us uncomfortable. Imagine walking up to your enemy in battle and saying, "Oh hey there, we were friends 3 years ago, do you still remember that?" It would be awkward for sure. And bothersome too. I don't dislike how you try not to leave any loose ends in relationships. I guess so. I gave up caring about bonds long ago. And as I said from time to time, you never know when anyone will backstab you in this world, right? Even those you casually joke with. Gramps knew that better than anyone, I'm sure. Okay! I have a slight suspicion that a couple of them got away from us, simply because we didn't really receive that many books today. Pretty much a similar situation that already occurred when we fought against the Streetlight Office, right? Which means there has to be a second episode to this. Oh no, wait. There's no second episode to this. But usually there's a second episode to this, simply because we didn't really get that many books, right? When that happened, I had a second fight with Lulu and Sans, right? But then again, there's another question mark showing up. Who is interested in both? Oh, no, where? Wait, wait. Right, I can check it by burning the books. Never mind, I did get the Book of Yuna and the Book of the Old Man. But I didn't get the book from the other guy, so maybe the third one got away. Oh my god, I could get another golden page! Oh, you know what? I'm gonna burn 2 of them. I'm gonna burn 2 of them right away. I mean, I have to use one from each copy, either way, so... I think I didn't get it. I'm never that lucky. I'm simply never that lucky. But okay, that that wasn't so bad, right? That wasn't so bad. How much time did I actually use? And I only spent like 36 minutes. Oh, that's even better. I think I should be able to do the next one as well. Sure, I'm going to risk my Book of Yuna and my Book of Salvato, but it's fine, right? It's a 2-act part, that means I have more groups available. And, I mean, it was a close call, but it seems like the fight isn't really so bad, right? It isn't really so bad. Okay, you want the Book of Yuna and the Book of the Old Man? Well then, who's it going to be? Is it the guy who got away? He got away! I knew it! I knew it! That one animation near the end, he didn't turn into a book. Pamela! Help yourself. You're gonna starve to death if you don't eat anything. Oh, thanks for the meal, but I don't feel like eating yet. Oh, no wonder. Your office got wiped out. You should harden your heart, still. Huh. Do you think it was your fault? Yes. Had I stopped them? Had I been stronger and more mature? Had I stayed in there and not run away? To be fair, both of your colleagues got defeated. The grandma went away first before you even had a chance to use the golden cards. And well, you are barely alive, Philip. Then it's your fault. Huh? You were too daft and too weak to keep the others safe. It's your fault that everyone died. And you don't even have to attack him like that. Feeling better now? I think that is what you wanted. When something happens, all you gotta do is make up reasons that are convincing to you, no? It's not like you actually care about the cause. You just want to believe whatever that convinces you. Oh my god, he has cool clothes! I mean, it's a cool fella, Oscar. Hey kids, don't bully that boy too hard. I didn't do anything. It was all Pamela. Pamela. Alright, Philip. Feeling well enough to talk now? Yes. Thank you for your kindness. We are the sister office after all. Gotta help each other out. The sister office? I'm sorry we couldn't help. We were in the middle of handling a case of the distortion in the streets of District 12. More distortions. Those victims by the 8 o'clock circus held a show of pure insanity and hedonism. It was akin to a festival in hell. Gave us quite a bit of trouble. I had to get my body replaced too. You get a body replacement? This one is seriously not my style. Is that a robotic body? Doesn't that shape infringe the ethical amendment though? You look way too human for that. When it's not mechanical, it's a clone of my body. I got biological body recovery insurance some time ago. Ah, okay. Pamela's body was torn apart beyond recovery, so this was the only way we had left for her. Her head was thankfully intact. I thought fixed insurance were a complete robbery, but it did help us out for once. Speaking of, doesn't your office have an insurance? Well, I was a relatively new member of that office, so I didn't know that much. Yeah, you'll want to see if the office had any. There are many types of insurance with various conditions. It's nice to have a body again, but why did it have to be this one? What? It's urgently had a body clone surgeon to save you, and this is how you thank me? Is it way too young for you? What's the point? Even just looking in the mirror is discouraging. Don't you dare damage that body. You know what? Why don't you just die in permanent death this time, huh? That way you won't be recovered by any means. You won't have to pay me for the cloning body then. You asking for a fight? Yeah, you funk. You certainly are masterful at making Shangwar Shah, as Salvatore said. You flatter me, sir. A penny for your thought, Philip. Did the library appear to be related to the distortion phenomenon in a way? I'm not sure. I haven't experienced the distortion myself. But that place looked more alien than anything I've ever seen. And Master and Son Bei, they got turned into a book there. It doesn't help. Several associations have started keeping an eye on this matter. It's not just the association. Even the wings and the fingers are clueless about what to make of the distortion. Alright. You don't seem too interested in the current topic. You must want to forget all this fuss about the distortion and head right back to the library and retrieve the books of your colleagues, right? I wish I could just do that. But my master said to me in his notes that I shouldn't act hastily and instead depend on your aid. Well, that old friend left me with quite a troublesome little fella. That is a strape in this business, but his wife and children must be heartbroken still. Have you met them? No, I couldn't visit them yet. And why is that? I'm too ashamed to face them. Your next stop will be the library. Ready your gear. Or rather, our next stop. Thank you, sir. Don't mistake this for kindness. We're simply taking you with us because we are already planning to go there. And this is the least I can do to be responsible for my old friend's death. Personally, I would never let a fixer like you join my office. It would give us a bad name. Is it wrong? Is it so pathetic of me to want to repay the favor of my colleagues? For their sake? Everyone says not to act upon attachment. That's an unclassy and naive thing to do. Can we as fixer, no, as people living in the city, do anything on the behalf of the others? Gosh, you're insufferable. I didn't even say that you're wrong or anything. We just don't want those kind of fixers in our office. Simply as that. Don't be a miserable ass about it. Nothing is as unreliable as someone who's easily swayed by their feelings. You want us all to die just so you can fulfill your ideas or what? You must be sincerely believing that your actions are for others. That you are different from all the others and kind and selfish denizens of the city. Thinking that you are fighting for some higher cause. But know that those are in fact entirely selfish thoughts. It's the most dangerous kind of selfishness. You deceive yourself into thinking you are selfless. There can be no such thing as a selfless action for us human. Even the act of self-sacrifice is ultimately for oneself, in order to strip yourself from your burden. A very dangerous kind of selfishness, one that slowly eats away at your peers and leads them to damnation. You gave a fine speech, but I must wonder if you're truly upset for the sake of Salvato and your other late colleagues. I go prepare myself. You denied the question, or you didn't answer the question. But then again, everyone is a little bit selfish, right? Even if it is for revenge. Well, that Philip guy seems to be hurt, but I agree with Oscar here. Few things are as dangerous and nasty as selfishness in the guise of for the sake of others. And I think I know what you mean. The donation to work for the goods of the others can be dreadful and a loathsome weapon, especially if one strongly believes that the justice they are pursuing is worth sacrificing for. They are blinded by self-righteousness and have no regards for the surroundings. They don't care what happens to the others. They just justify themselves for pressing forward, pursuing their justice, crushing everything in their way. Wow! This might be the first time we understood each other for real. I'm touched, man! Well, how about some champagne? Wait, are we going to repeat like that one day when you offered A or an X champagne? Oh. Stop frowning already, would you? You're so annoying. He's still recovering. You won't give him some space. You should give him some space, you know? Tiny things like this can still affect my psyche, I mean. Never mind, you don't need to care about me. I try not to be a hindrance. I'll stab you as soon as I determine that you're getting in our way, just to make sure that you stay out of the fight, of course. Greetings, dear guest. Though your group seems to be in a rather ill mood from the looks of it. Oh, I thought you were a machine, but could it be that you're partially human? What? Don't stare at us viciously now. We just poke you to make sure, not to kill you or anything. Did you already attack her? Well, how rude! Hasn't anyone taught you to behave? I heard the libraries of this place was supposed to be nice. But someone advised me that there's no need to be courteous with ill-mannered guests who slap and spit in my face without reasons. My apologies. We couldn't afford to be polite when our very lives are at risk. Oh, really now? And she headed out. She didn't even give them the speech. But this isn't like what we heard about her at all. She must have had her own rules. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Wait, I thought there was an act 2. Or is it just that I get multiple acts? No, I have only one floor reveal. And they come with 2 acts. The heck? How's it fair? How's that fair? Huh? Fine. I need a tanky team from the looks of it. And I'm not entirely sure about going Markov simply because there's always a chance that they might go boom with the match girl, right? Okay, let's see. He comes with a speed die, unrelenting upon taking a lethal blow, reduces all incoming attacks, including what activates this passive by 25 for the scene. Activates once per act. Every act? Okay. How do I beat him then? Pierce. Pierce attack +1. Which? Pierce... Oh god, he's all about Pierce. Okay, the guy who I'm going to send in here has to be protected against Pierce damage. She's also all about Pierce damage. Okay. And he's still trying to inflict the burn on me. At the very least, he dropped a few of his cards. That's good. And he even has some cards that don't inflict any type of burning, so that's even better. Gain power, double the current emotion level. Ah, I need to defeat him quickly then. And they have Consoling. On Clash Win restores 2 light with 4 and 8 chance. That's a strong attack. Huh. Okay. High speed stab. 1 to 5. Okay, I really need somebody who is not weak to stab attacks. They don't really have any type of weakness to stab attacks, so that's good. Yes, it's going to have a problem around here. Okay, I cannot rely on yes this time around. Endure, normal, normal. I might be able to get them evolved. But the Scotch is all about slash damage, right? Yeah, maybe. Hot is relatively strong with a discard deck. Let's say cannot be used. I'm not entirely sure if I want to risk it with my dead buff. They're going to grow stronger every round. But if I go with the... There are 2 acts. I need to defeat 2 acts. I don't know. I think we're going to go with Hot this time around. Seems like a risky play, but at the very least she has protection against the pierce attacks. Ah, this is going to be tricky. This is going to be tricky. And they have more dice than me. At the very least, they're not going to use it right away, right? At the very least, they're not going to use it right away. All of them try to take my butterscotch, though. Okay, you ask for it. 3 to 6, 3 to 7. Retaliation. I can stop that with a 5. Can a crush win against that? Nope. Okay, second retaliation for that girl. No way to stop this. And Clash win deals 2 damage to opponent. 3 to 5. Okay, you have to tank that. You have to tank that. My butterscotch, you have to tank that. Can't stop it. She's too quick. You, my friend, is gonna draw it away. So going to go for an endure. And then I'm going to make sure... Well, I can't really do anything with the second dice. Okay, never mind. 10, 7, power! Power for odds! Avoid power for everyone! Avoid power for everyone! Oh god, she's weak to that. I didn't see that. Okay. At the very least, we were able to inflict some paralysis around here. Doesn't really look that good, though. Doesn't really look that good. Slash dice gain 1 free power. Take 2/5 staggered damage when it doesn't connect. I think we're going to go for the look of the day, right, Odds? Look of the day. Okay, Philip is going to go for her. Oh, this is not going to look good. He simply has more power than me. And I'm not able to intercept it either, so I have to make sure to at least win a couple of them. I can go for another hit. Outburst. It's going to recover my light as well, which makes it even better. I'm going to attack twice again. I think he's going to attack twice again. Okay, I'm gonna hit this one. Butterscotch. Butterscotch, you're going to get attacked by him. Treats a 6. I'm gonna try to go for the paralysis and bleed combo. You're going to get a stagger, that's for sure. The question is, can you survive it somehow? It's 11. Okay, he's for certainly going to get you. Let's try to avoid it with the taste of a flaming bat. Now I just need to wait for a bad face. This one. Let's see if he can survive. Come on. Come on, you guys. Pull through. Doesn't look that good, I know. But we have to. We have to do a lot of damage around here. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. We're still pulling through so far. Oh, Lapis is so dead. Lapis is so dead. Oh, he's so dead. I'm gonna outburst. New. And Raya. Okay, I'm not gonna intercept the hits on Lapis if they even bother to hit him. Might need to intercept one of them though, but I can't. I cannot intercept them because they have all the strong cards around here. 6 to 18. Oh god, she's gonna stagger, and there's nothing I can do about it. I don't have defensive dice either. Oh. And she's gonna restore. Your butterscotch is dead. You know what? At least go out with it in style, right? Maybe we can drag her into the fight first. And I forgot the face. Oh god. I'm gonna lose my book. I'm gonna lose my book. God damn it. Do I actually have to equip the new pages right away in order to win this? Can I even win this? Doesn't really look that good. Oh, I don't know. Use glitter. They're going to attack you either way, right? When using a page, all black dice on that page equal to the number of defense dice on that page. I don't have defense dice on my discard deck, right? Oh well, go for obsession then. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Hot, that doesn't look good. Go out in style, my girl. Go out in style. 1! Oh, she rolled an 11 and was... Oh god, no! They're too strong! That wasn't fair at all! I need more abilities! I might need more double dice. So... Yeah, I might need more double dice! Oh... Okay, fine. Fine, you're gonna get those 2 books. It's fine, I can get them back. I might need to change my stuff around a bit. Simply because they do so much damage. They really do so much damage. Yeah, I guess look of the day is not going to be helpful that much. Ashes might help. We just have to endure the hits, right? Ashes might help. If yes, it didn't have the pierce weakness. The thing is, there are going to be 2 acts, right? There's going to be 2 acts, so I have to avoid as many hits as possible. That means I need more stronger cards. Instead of focusing on that one route, it might be wiser for me to try out a different one. I'm certainly going to get the book back, that's for sure, but I might want to go for a different book, simply because I need more strength for this. Nevertheless, I would say this is a perfect moment to make a little cut. In the next part, we are probably going to pick one of the other 3 options, simply because I need more cards. And then we're going to give this another try, right? I really want his clothes. I want his clothes. So yeah, I hope you guys had fun, and see you on Wednesday. Until then, bye bye!